Do you have a good personal injury case? Hello, I'm Mark Petro of Petro Action Injury Attorneys. Today, I want to talk about the 8 factors that we look at in determining whether you have a strong personal injury claim. These 8 factors are the primary ones determining whether you have a strong personal injury claim. Number 1, liability, which is a breach of the duty to use reasonable care. It is the first and biggest hurdle. This is especially true in smaller personal injury cases. Insurance companies have no fear whatsoever about rejecting claims in small cases in which there are serious questions as to liability, as to who was at fault. To put it another way, if the defendant's fault or responsibility is unclear, then so is your chance of achieving a favorable outcome in your case. Number 2, liability can be clear, but if there are no damages, then you have no case. The damages factor frequently cannot be fully assessed at your initial interview because the extent of your injuries is still unknown. However, even in the earliest stages of your case, you probably have some idea as to the potential severity of your injuries. Cases involving broken extremities are easy, but soft tissue cases such as neck and back strains are more difficult. Number 3, does the potential defendant have the ability to pay a judgment? If not, you and your attorney may invest a good deal of time, money, and effort and emotional energy in the case, but never see a penny in return. Either some type of insurance must cover the incident or the defendant has personal assets like property. Number 4, will the jury like you? Will jurors empathize with your situation? Conversely, what kind of person is the defendant? Will the jury like the defendant? There are some bad defendants that, like the drunk driver, the tire squealer, or the bully. If you have a bad defendant, your settlement range goes up. Number 5, your case is only as good as your evidence, and usually your evidence is only as good as your witnesses. If, for example, your only witness to support liability is a relative or friend, your case is weaker than if you had several impartial witnesses. If the doctor involved has never testified, doesn't want to testify, or cannot testify well, this lowers your case's settlement value. Number 6, some insurance companies are tight-fisted. It doesn't bother this type of insurance company to pay thousands of dollars to defend a $25,000 case, even if they lose to a verdict of $35,000. In their minds, it's just part of doing business. Conversely, if the carrier is fair, and a few of them are, you can count on a higher settlement offer. Number 7, how much time has passed since the incident that caused your injuries? As a general rule, the longer it takes a case to get to a jury, the less sympathetic the jurors will be. This is particularly true if you experience pain or other symptoms for a limited time after the accident, but you have fully recovered by the time of trial. And finally, number 8, in many automobile cases, the actual damage to the automobile may be minimal, as car bumpers are made now to absorb more impact than they could years ago. If there was only a bumper scratch or minor fender damage, the jury will question the extent of the impact and therefore the extent of your injuries. On the other hand, if the car in which you were injured looks like an accordion, it will be easier to convince a jury that you sustained serious injuries. So, summarizing, the primary factors determining case strength are how clear is the defendant's liability, how consistent with your injury are your medical records, do insurance or defendant's assets fully cover your loss? Will a jury like you and your actions and dislike the defendant and his actions? Do persuasive and unbiased witnesses support your claim? Does the insurance company have fair settlement practices? Will you be fully recovered by the time of trial? In an auto accident cases, how extensively and visibly was your car damaged? So if you have any questions, please feel free to pick up the phone and give us a call today. We look forward to hearing from you.